Hello, it's Jason McManus with BIS. Today I will be showing you our new integration we have developed between our platform Grooper and Box, one of our business partners. So the point of the presentation today will be to show how we can take large amounts of unstructured information, paper files, emails, file share, data, information from an existing ECM silo like a SharePoint on-prem, whatever it might be, and get it into Box in an organized fashion with all the appropriate metadata and all those metadata fields mapped out and populated. So the specific presentation today will revolve around invoices. So as you can see here, I have a folder that I've created within my Box Enterprise Edition called Invoices, and at this point in time, it's an empty folder. So we have nothing within the folder. You can also go into the properties of that folder and you'd be able to see that I have it mapped to a metadata field that I created, or a metadata template called invoices as well. So here we've got things like vendor name and address that we're wanting to populate as we put these invoices into our Box environment. So we've got a number of fields here. Our goal will be able to take a large amount of information and automate the process of populating this metadata and this information within Box with little to no user intervention as part of the process. So that will all happen in Grooper. So let's go take a look at Grooper and see what we have set up. So here I've built a connection to my Box environment. You can see that over here. And this was very easy with our new integration. Literally all you need is your Box user ID. That's it. So we make it very, very simple for you to set up the integration. We can map to a specific folder within Box. So I'm pointed to that specific invoices folder. And you can tell I've got a name and an object type ID, which are two required fields by Box. And then all the rest of these are from my metadata template that I built. And then on the right-hand side, you see how we're mapping it to things within Grooper that we're collecting as part of this process that we've built. So for my name, I've got a vendor name and PO number to make it a unique value because Box doesn't allow there to be duplicates in this particular field. We left our object type ID blank, and then we've got all our metadata fields mapped out appropriately to specific fields within Grooper. So let's actually walk through the process real quick and see what we end up getting inside our Box folder. So the first thing we have to do is we've got to collect some content. So in this particular demo, I'm going to scan files in. So I've got a batch of invoices that you say came in today in a mail room. I opened up the mail, put them in my scanner, and then I hit the go button, and I end up with a large set of images inside Grooper. So I've got, in this case, 73 pages worth of invoices. Some of them are single page invoices, some of them are multi-page invoices. Grooper's going to help us organize them and collect all our data elements. So I'm just going to say complete task. When I do so, it's going to hand all this information off to our Grooper server, which is going to start conditioning these invoices, making them full text searchable and doing a number of other things to them. So after those things have happened, you can come in here and look at a batch that we've got. See this one, you'll notice that those images have gone through a series of activities where we've conditioned them, we've organized them, we've extracted our data elements, and now we're at data review. So data review is where any questionables would be stopped and parked for a user to intervene. So the first thing I'll point out here is that for this particular batch, I had 73 pages, but that has been converted into 51 documents because some of these invoices, like this Enid Parts one, are 2-page files. So I've got two pages here, so this equates to one invoice with 2 pages. You'll notice it stopped at invoice 42 of 51 because we had a questionable here. So it stopped specifically on this line item in the amount, and it's telling me that it believes this is off by $200 based off of the math for the rest of the line item. So we're taking our unit price and our number of units and multiplying those, and somewhere the math isn't adding up. Well, we can tell we had an OCR issue here with where we didn't pick up a 1, so our quantity was off by 100, which fixes our math issue. So we just address that, hit tab. Now all our fields total out just fine. And if I hit my hotkey to take me to my next questionable, I see there are none. So we only had one questionable character in that batch of 73 pages and 51 invoices. So when I hit OK here, now it's going to hand this information off to Box. We'll do that once I hit my complete task button. So now within our Grooper Design Studio, I can monitor the batch and see if there's any errors or any issues. So what I'm seeing now are those images being transmitted over to Box. And if I were to go back to my Box environment and go to my invoices folder, hit my refresh button. There we go. So these are the ones that have been transmitted so far. So you'll notice that all the file names are the actual vendor name underscore the PO number .tiff. And we can do these as TIFFs or PDFs. We can make them text searchable PDFs as well if we wanted to. But in this demo environment, we just used a plain old TIFF file. So if we were to open up that particular TIFF file, we would see that it is in fact for Spartan Manufacturing, and that is in fact the PO number. But then we've also got the metadata fields. So I can come over here and click on my metadata icon, and it'll show me all those data elements that have been mapped over into Box that were automatically populated by Grooper when it was exporting the files. So if I wanted to go back, and let's say we want to go down to our Express invoice, same thing, just showing a different file here. We've got our invoice, we've got our purchase order number. You can see that that's the number that's embedded in the file name. And then our metadata fields, we've got all our information auto-populated. So no data entry, no manual sorting by users. And again, this could be applied to pretty much any type of unstructured content that you might want to pull over into a Box environment. So the goal today was just to simply show the integration, show the automation of getting large amounts of data into Box and automatically populating these fields. Now that they're in Box, you would be able to do a number of different things with those. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out directly to us. My name is Jason McManus, and my email address is jmcmanus@bisok.com. Thank you very much.